Hey AfterBuzzers, we're talking New Girl episode 4 and Schmidt's return to the big city. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey girl. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? We're here to talk Schmidt's big return to the city as well as Jess's complications in the city. I'm your host, Nasta. You can find me on Twitter at Nasta. And this is Tessa. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BananaBowFana and Instagram at Tessa_Saval.
Awesome. So, obviously, everybody's in New York.
I know.
They
Change
get
of scenery.
Jumping off the plane in New York. They had the red eye and everything. And we find out Jess has had some bad experiences here.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny because we did get to see a glimpse of her in the first episode, bringing her back to why she hated New York so much. So obviously we see her run through all of these terrible situations. How do you feel like this reflects her character? I feel like it's so Jess to constantly have bad things happen to her in a random place.
Exactly. I'm not surprised at all. And my favorite part was her little, what's it called?
It was pad funk.
Pad funk.
Yes. So it's positivity always, decency forever, understanding, no trouble.
Love it. And I feel like she's had this thing for a while and now we're finally learning about it, right?
Yeah, so she's been thinking about this because she wanted her redemption in the big city.
Yes.
And I feel like we saw a bit of a redemption, but the prior experience there definitely did not have anything pad-funked to do with it.
No, that is true.
So what do you think, like, as that experience had happened to her, do you think that was what she said was right? Everything happens to her for a reason, and that it was really kicking her in the bum to get her back to California?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I'm a believer too, and everything happens for a reason, but I feel like that's such a Jess thing too. Like, she's always like, just go with the flow, even if it sucks.
Yeah.
But I think it did kind of kick her in the butt, and I think it was good for her to go back to California.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
Yeah, I think it's exciting because we kind of got a sense of that was the first episode of what kind of led her to all her friends that she has today. And it's so amazing to see that this experience that was terrible led her to obviously the sad part of her breaking up with her boyfriend, who was completely weird, but it brought her to all the people that she's surrounded by.
Yeah.
So she has that huge epiphany, which is so exciting. But also we've got Schmidt and his mom, which I love them together.
I love them.
Schmidt's making a big return to high school, and he's really going to show these people that made fun of him.
First of all, who does that? Who is so excited to go back to a high school celebration of sort? I mean, like, he's getting on. Like, if I was getting honored in my high school, I don't know if I would go.
You know, I was thinking the same thing because I feel like I don't even really know that many people from high school still.
Right?
Because you go to college, you have all those friends, and then you kind of have like maybe one or two friends from high school. But I don't know. I feel like I didn't stay as close to them. But obviously, we hear that the reason he wants to go back is to prove all of the bullies wrong.
I know, but I mean, seriously, you're a grown man. Is that really that important? But it's Schmidt, so it is.
This is true.
Everything's important to him.
It is. And it was funny because as soon as we saw them get off the plane, I thought that they were going to be talking about a high school reunion. I was expecting that to come.
No, same.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this could be kind of fun.
Yeah, but obviously his mom is so adorable and so cute, but she has a problem with Cece.
Yes. They are so different. And I'm kind of surprised Cece didn't like freak out on her. She really took the like little comments,
digs.
like the little pecks that she was.
Yeah, she did take all the digs, which I thought was funny because obviously we see Schmidt and the she's like, "Did you wear your sunscreen?" He's like, "Yes, Mom, I did." And like the dog
has his brother. What is that?
What is
that? That was so weird to me.
She was like, "Cece, don't say that. Don't say you would kiss him because that's like kissing his brother, and that would be really inappropriate."
I'm almost surprised Schmidt isn't stranger than he is.
Right? But okay, so going back to Cece and Schmidt's mom's relationship,
yes.
Do you really think that they're that different?
Yeah, I do.
So,
I think his mom is much more controlling, much more like needing to be a part of everything, wanting to be on top of everything, where I've always thought Cece is like the chill, like laid back friend, like goes with the flow, like cute. Like, I don't know, they're so different to me, which is funny because they always say you end up like marrying someone like your opposite parent.
Yeah.
They're so different.
See, I agree, but yet a little bit disagree because
What?
I feel like Cece and his mom are very much very strong personalities. And
Okay.
Cece's a strong personality in her own sense. Like she knows what she wants, she knows what she doesn't want. And
True.
like I feel like that's Schmidt's mom. And that's why she's like, this is my boy and you ain't gonna do anything to him. Like he needs to be pampered, he needs to be this. And I feel like Cece's kind of that in her own way. So I feel like that's kind of why they're butting heads a little. And Schmidt's mom sees that Cece could be like that, like figure of like taking care of her son, and she doesn't want to see that happen. So that's why I kind of feel like I do see how they could be so different, but in the same, I feel like they have some similar characteristics.
True. But at the same time, I feel like Schmidt kind of overpowers Cece. Do you feel that way?
In ways, but I feel like since they've gotten married, I feel like Cece's been the one to kind of calm him down. Like, you know, Schmidt, come on, let's do this.
True.
And like the whole Jess like situation with camping, she was like, no, come on. Like she's been the voice of reason almost.
Yeah, okay.
So I feel like we've maybe seen Cece mature a little, because I feel like I understand where you're coming from though, because Cece's always been the kind of friend to go along with stuff, but recently she's been the one to kind of stand her ground.
Touche.
Do you agree? No, but and then, you know, throughout all of this commotion of Schmidt just trying to prove himself to his high school friends, we find out that he's not the only one invited.
There's 100 of them. Yeah, that was kind of, I felt so bad. Honestly, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. I was like, oh, Schmidt, like he was so excited. He's always excited, but that was kind of bummed. Also, how much is a scoreboard? Why do they need this many people to fundraise for a scoreboard?
I really don't know, especially like all these people. Isn't that what like school fundraisers are? I think at our school they had some sort of program that was just specifically for sports, and it was like where you did like the wrapping paper sales or like the
cookie
bake
dough
sales.
or something like that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they must be getting like a state-of-the-art a scoreboard for this school.
High-tech lasers.
But did you see the outside of the school? I was like, man, that looks like it looked like Congress or something. It was really beautiful.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
what kind of high school is this? But during all of this, Nick and Winston are on their own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
This is so them. What did you think about them with trying to find out a talent that they had to make money for?
I was dying. I loved it. I thought it was so funny. And of course they didn't come up with one. I'm not surprised.
And yet they still made money.
I know,
feel like
right?
It's Nick and Winston always to find some sort of loophole in order to like not like fool everybody. Like they literally had no talent. They're just making stuff up as they go, and yet they still ended up making money. But Nick had to foot the bill for everybody. Were you okay? So when they started, who did you think was gonna actually make it, Nick or Winston?
Neither. But I was surprised Nick actually took the leap.
Plunge.
He did it.
He went for it. Nick, that was a great props. He went for it. I felt like Winston tripped on purpose. That's such a Winston thing to do.
Of course he did.
He was like, you got this. You got this. We'll figure it out. And of course, Nick's the one that put the money in there. Like, come on, Nick. You know, and then he's like, I don't want a credit card because they put my number in a system. And
Yeah, what is that all about?
He's an old man. He's an old man. You know, I was actually really shocked that little boy gave him money, because they could have just been stuck in there and had to be stranded and miss. I thought that they were going to be missing the whole performance.
Yeah.
Or not performance, speech, I mean. Which they would have missed a great speech, was it not? Cece came in with the win. What were you expect? Did you expect Cece to go fight for her man and stand up for him?
Yes. Because they're a team now.
They
I
are a
love that.
team.
They're like such a team now. And I love that. I think it's so cute. Yes. Although she did, in CC fashion, she like kind of starts strong and then
it kind of trickled down.
She
and then
keeps going, and
she was
it's
just like
not working anymore.
naming cities in California.
And streets that just didn't intersect. Fairfax, La Brea. And I was like, no.
I thought that was funny though. Again, it's, you know what I think is so fun? After living in California, you're like, I know those streets.
I know, right? I was like, oh my God, I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was great when she pulled the mic. She was like, it just like yanked out. I was like, yes, go Cece. You know, as we see them like grow as a couple, do you really think that Cece is like growing with Schmidt as his, like getting through to his quirks, you know? How like all his quirks and all his things, do you think she's like getting annoyed with it secretly, or do you think this is going to be a problem that arises?
I don't see her getting annoyed right now. Maybe I'm missing it. But I don't think she will, because it's Schmidt. Like, she knows him. Like, they were, like, friends before. Like, they used to be repulsed by each other.
This is very true. Yeah, I saw this as a huge sign of, like, her, like, she needed to prove to his mom that she's going to be there for Schmidt.
Yes.
And I think that this is why they had such a breakthrough, because she's finally like, listen up. I'm going to take care of your son. You need to stop bugging me. You need to stop, like, putting me down. I've got this. And I thought it was a great way of showing it. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, we still, at the end of this episode, found no house.
No house.
No Nick and Jess.
No Nick and Jess.
And no Reagan.
Reagan.
Where is this?
I know.
I'm really upset. I want to know. Like, I want to know Nick and Jess. I want them to interact again. I want to see how this is going to play out. I can't help but every episode hope for something to happen, and it just doesn't happen.
I agree.
And it's very sad.
Very sad. And you would think them traveling, like being in a new city, there would have been some interaction between the two of them.
But nope. Yeah. Nope.
And Reagan, I just want to know, like, what's going on. Are they still
like,
together?
where is she? Are they? We haven't heard him.
Not.
We haven't heard him talk on the phone. True, but also, you know, talking about the episode as a whole, this was supposed to be a whole Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover.
Yes.
Which, how did you feel about the crossover?
I don't know, because it was barely there.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot more in tune with the episode. I feel like they separated it so much because Jess is the only one that really interacted with the Brooklyn Nine-Nine cast.
Yeah.
So it was really strange to kind of see the whole other cast go in a different direction, and we didn't see them kind of come together. What were you expecting?
I was a little disappointed. I thought it would have been like at least half the episode, like they would have come in, or would have been like some sort of problem or crisis, and then it would have fizzled out or got resolved. But it was very
cut and dry,
car, and then pretty much right out.
Yeah.
It was just
there was some good funny moments, and that's when Jess had her revelation. But I was just very shocked. I was expecting like the whole, like, everybody, like Cece Schmidt and Jess and all them to get like arrested or something, and then we'd like see them trying to get out of jail. I don't know. I was just expecting a little bit more. But I mean,
Agreed.
Yeah, what can you do? But okay, so getting into our favorite lines, what was your favorite line of the show today?
My favorite line was a Schmidt line, because I love Schmidt.
Yes.
And it was, "You're ugly, I make money."
Yes, that was great. I loved that. And you know, that is so Schmidt. And it was great that he really said that too.
He finally said it.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to say it, and he said it, and I was like,
exactly, and he finally showed all of the mean people.
What was yours?
Mine was when he saw his mom. She's like, "Did you have the sunscreen on?" He's like, "Yes, like I got the sunscreen." I thought that was really great. But so should we get into some predictions?
Yes.
And now your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, Allie, what do you think?
My predictions first?
Yes, your predictions first.
Okay, so as they are kind of all standalone episodes, I would like to predict that Jess and Nick finally have an interaction, like face to face, because so far we've seen them be in separate like scenes. They haven't really been together. So I'm predicting, like I have for like the past 3 weeks now, that they finally are together in a scene where they have to interact. They have to figure out some sort of solution of their feelings. Because we haven't seen like how they feel about each other, and we haven't really heard about Jess if she still cares about him. So, well, we did last episode. She still kind of has feelings, but I want to see her address those feelings. And then with Winston and Allie, I feel like they're gonna get in a fight next episode.
Ooh, that's a good prediction.
Yeah. So
I think about that.
Yeah, maybe they'll get in a fight because I feel like it's been so great so far. And obviously last episode we saw they had a
It
little...
was really great.
It was really great.
Too great.
So maybe we'll see a little bit of conflict there, but what about you?
It's a really good prediction. I really like that. Again, like you said, and I've been saying, Nick and Jess. I want them to have a conversation, or just any conversation.
I know.
Because they haven't had one yet. And I think the house is going to come back into the next episode.
In what
House
kind of way?
planning.
House planning. Okay.
House planning. Schmidt's going to
Alrighty.
get really involved. It's going to be really great.
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama.
Do you think we'll be picking out like tiles?
Yeah, I think Schmidt's going to go overboard because
Yeah.
that's Schmidt.
Yeah.
And Cece's going to be a little overwhelmed, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, tweet us, anything. Just make sure that you can tweet us out. You can find me on Twitter at Nasta. And where can they find you?
Banana Bofana.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.